The Bible says in 2 Kings chapter 4 from verse 18 to 19, and it says, "The child grew, and one day he went out to his father, who was with the reapers. He said to his father, 'My head, my head.' His father told his servant, 'Carry him to his mother.' A long time ago, in a dry land where fields baked beneath relentless suns, a child suddenly fell ill while his father worked. The father, overwhelmed, sent the boy to his mother's arms. But the mother, she didn't panic, she didn't fold. She moved. She gathered what little strength she had left and sought God's help with boldness. And I wonder today, when trouble knocks, do you run from God or do you run toward Him? Today, we confront moments when things fall apart with the title, Boldness in Seeking God's Help. Because life will hit you, suddenly, without warning, without mercy. And in those moments, timid faith won't hold you. You'll need boldness, not arrogance, not recklessness, but holy boldness to seek God's help. Let's walk through this sacred story together. We pick up the Shunammite woman's story in 2 Kings 4 verses 18 to 19. The child she once believed impossible is now growing strong, running between harvesters. But then, my head, a sudden, sharp pain. The kind of cry that makes your blood turn cold. The father, unsure what to do, sends him to his mother. And this is where I pause. Because life often throws situations your way that others can't carry, can't solve, and can only hand to you. But what you do next determines everything. The Shunammite woman didn't collapse. She didn't declare defeat. She didn't drown in grief. She sought God's help with holy boldness. Later verses will show how she saddles a donkey, seeks the prophet, and won't leave without heaven's answer. But even here, in verse 19, her faith posture shifts from helpless to hopeful. She knows where her help comes from. And it's a lesson to every believer. You may not control what hits you, but you decide whether it drives you from God or toward Him. Key lesson number 1. Faith must be ready for sudden storms. The boy's cry came without warning. No prior sickness, no signs. Some trials come like that. And what you believe about God in those moments matters. The lesson is, faith isn't just for calm days. It's your anchor in sudden storms. I've had phone calls, diagnosis reports, betrayals that came without warning. And what sustained me wasn't my intellect or connections. It was the muscle of faith built in quiet seasons. Learn now to trust the God you'll need later. Key lesson number 2. Boldness is knowing where to run, not just what to say. The father sent the boy to the mother. But the mother's wisdom was in knowing heaven was the real healer. Later, she'll move toward Elisha, the prophet of God, with bold faith. Boldness isn't about loud prayers or dramatic gestures. It's about seeking the right source. I've shouted prayers in fear and whispered prayers in faith. The difference wasn't volume. It was who I believed was listening. And every time I ran to God with bold expectation, He met me. Let's summarize with these points. 1. Sudden storms are part of life, but they don't have to sink your faith. 2. Boldness in faith isn't recklessness. It's confident trust in God's power and goodness. 3. Your instinctive reaction in crisis reveals where your hope truly lies. This week's, identify one area where you've hesitated to seek God boldly. Pray a specific, faith-filled prayer over it, and refuse to let fear dictate your next move. If this devotion spoke to you today, type, "I will run to God" in the comments. And tell me, where do you need to boldly seek His help right now? Today, we've learned that life will deliver sudden storms, but our faith decides if we drown or rise. Be like the Shunammite woman, bold, calm, and relentless in seeking God's help. If this word blessed you, like this video, share it with someone walking through a sudden storm, and subscribe so you don't miss until then. May boldness rise in your heart, peace steady your soul, and miracles find you on the way. God bless you.